Okay, so because of Unreal 5.4, now we get the landscape data in a slightly different manner. We do get landscape data, and over here we got layer weights and the physical material, most notably. So your landscape material, your landscape's auto material needs to be configured for this to be used, and the way you do that is using Unreal Sensei's landscape, for example. You just get your layer blend. So let's say your layer blend is A and B for slope blends. You just do what you would normally do for your landscape grass system and just plug it into your physical material output and just add the corresponding ones here. And the way you reference that is like this. So first make sure physical material is checked, then surface sampler. Surface sampler is for your point density. So the denser your grass or whatever, you would increase that number. Now your attribute filter. So here we have how we reference it. So we would type in, it's a little bit hacky the way this is done, but you type in physical material. This hasn't changed. I believe this is similar. I believe this was changed from point filter to now attribute filter. This is how it's set up. So substring, physical material, and for this part you want to put soft object path. So yeah, so now then we just slap in the static mesh spawner afterwards. Transform points maybe. Now one of the problems with this is that you don't have the controls for this right here. I'll show you an example of how that looks. So this is it, typically if we were to just sculpt the landscape a little bit more, it would be something like, let's paint, sculpt. Whenever we modify the landscape, we gotta go here and force regen. And yeah, we have nothing on the rocks, but this fall off area to me is pretty important. So I mean, typically I use Splat maps imported into the engine from like High Gaia or Houdini. So I'll be using more of this than this. But so you can see an example of how that would, why that's useful. Is if we look at this path area here, and we fiddle with the attribute filter, you can just undo that, and you'll see the fall off is more pronounced. But if we increase this, we get less fall off, and you would think it would be easier to apply to something like this, but yeah. So if anybody knows how to apply this for physical material without getting weird like errors like this, let me know. Maybe there's a way to convert the points. I'm not sure, or they'll add the feature later. But typically, you'll want to do those calculations if you're using the auto material inside your landscape material. That way, all it's doing here is just getting the physical material data that you already calculated in your landscape material. If you're only dealing with Splat maps imported from Gaia or Houdini, then it's a lot simpler. All you have to do is just make sure get layer weights is checked, point density stuff, and then in your attribute filter, just put in your target attribute name, which is your landscape's material layer name, and you can just paint and it'll grow grass in those areas. Now I prefer this method just because filling with the threshold is a lot easier to fiddle with the fall off. directly here. So if you increase the number, you'll have more fall off. If you increase it over 1, it'll completely disappear everything you have. And then the opposite, you're expanding the fall off. So yeah, I'll keep you guys updated. Peace.